log into ArcGIS and click on Keep Me Signed In. Then split your screen between two windows. One would be your ArcGIS, the other one will be your activity, which is Get Started with ArcGIS Online. So to begin with, click Map. Now in the search box, click and then type Houston, and then it should show Houston, Texas, USA. Click on that. Notice that the map zooms to Houston, and then a search result pop up confirms the location that you search for. So click X. Next, let's go add a layer. So click Add and click Browse Living Atlas Layers. So now you're searching maps from the Living Atlas. So for click Search and type Hurricane Evacuation Routes, and then press Enter. And then notice that you'll have one map that shows up, and it's by Federal User Community. This is what you want. So click on the plus sign to add it. And now you have Hurricane Evacuation Routes for Houston overlaid on the base map. So in the search pane, click the back button and then click Show Contents of Map. And now you'll see the layers that are on this map. So you have the Hurricane Evacuation Routes, which is this, and then you have a topographic map, which is the base map, the bottom layer map. So we will change this base map at this time because the current map is so busy. So click on Base Map and then look for light gray canvas. Notice that the base map now changes to the one that you selected, and it's easier to see all the routes. Now on the ribbon, click Bookmarks and add a bookmark. Type Houston, press Enter, and click the X to close bookmark. So what we did is we saved this instance of your map, and you'll see this in action in a bit. Now using the plus minus, you need to zoom in, or you could also use the scroll wheel of your mouse. So zoom in. So click and drag to pan your map to the right. And we are looking for some low-lying marshes or wetlands known as bayous. So Houston has several bayous. Here are some of them. So there's one, there's another one, and here's a third one. Okay, the reason why we're looking for these bayous is because these bayous are prone to flooding and can become especially dangerous when hurricanes happen. Okay, so click now on Bookmarks and then add a bookmark and then type bayous. Press Enter. Now what we did is we saved this instance of your map. So if we click Bookmarks and click Houston, you'll zoom out to that instance that we saved a while ago. And then if we click on Bayous, it'll do the same thing. It will zoom you in to where the bayous can be seen. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so go back to Houston. So currently what you're seeing here is the hurricane evacuation routes, and you see that they are in different colors. The darker colored lines represent interstate highways, and the light colored ones, the light colored red ones, are state highways. Now we are going to change the property of the hurricane evacuation routes. So click Content and then click Change Style. So right now the attribute that we're seeing is road classification, which means we could see which one is an interstate highway and which one is a state highway. And we don't want that. We only want to identify the road. So we're just going to say show location only. And we don't need to distinguish between one over the other. And then under options, so click options, and then click on symbols, and click at the bottom row this blue. So it's 004C73. That's the hex value of that color blue. And then change your line width to 3. Then click OK. Notice that we just changed the color of the highways. Now, if you click on a section of the highway, you'll actually see information about it. So this is the I-45, and here are some information. If I click here, this is the I-10, and then it has all this information. And then if I click here, this is a state highway, not an interstate highway, and then it has all this information. Okay, so let's save the change that we made. So click OK, and then click Done to save your changes. Now we are going to add a demographic data, information about people and where they live. So on the ribbon, click Add, and we are going to add another layer. Select Search for Layers. So under where it says My Content, click on that arrow, and we are going to search content from ArcGIS Online. A while ago you searched from Living Atlas. Now we're searching map layers from ArcGIS Online. And then here, so let's delete that last search that we did. And this time we are going to type Houston Census Tract Demographics Owner : learn _ ArcGIS. Press enter, and then you'll see that map that we're after. Click the plus sign to add that map. And you'll notice that the map overlaid itself on top of the evacuation routes. And the evacuation routes are harder to see this way. So now click on the back button. And then now, where it says Hurricane Evacuation Routes, we want that to go up. So click on this 3 dots, More Options, and click Move Up. And now, Evacuation Routes is above the Houston Census Tract map. So move your mouse under Houston Census Tract Demographics Map and click on Show Table. And we could move this up a bit by clicking and dragging at this place, and you'll see information about Texas, the state of Texas, and the total population, and then we have several other factors here. Let me move this. You'll see that there's information about population under 15, population 65 plus, percent of households without a vehicle, which is what we need, because during evacuation, vehicles are important. Now close the table in the content area by clicking on the table. That will hide the table again. And now let's click on Change Style. And for Choose an Attribute to Show, we want to show the percent of households without a vehicle. Select that one. And based on this attribute that we selected, several drawing styles will show up. And the one that applies for this map is already selected, which is Count and Amount Color. And as you can see on this example, the colors are the reds, but the ones that we have here are the greens. So your default color may differ from those in this example image in the instruction. But to change colors, all you have to do is click on Options, and then click on Symbols, and then you could choose your colors here. In our case, we want the blue to gray map, which is this. And then click OK, and we'll get this. Now click OK, and then click Done to save the changes that you made. It's important that you always click Done to save any changes to your map. Next, you will be saving and sharing your map. So on the ribbon, click Save, and then choose Save As. And then for the title, you have to put your first name initial and then your last name. So for example, I'll put J Alvarico _ Houston Evacuation Map. Now let's add some tags. The tags that you need to put would be hurricanes, because this map has something to do with hurricanes. And then roads, evacuation routes, and Houston. Another tag that you could put there is your name, so that if you want to search for maps that you made, then you could just type your name and all the maps will show up. And then for the description, type this map shows hurricane evacuation routes in Houston, Texas. Okay, press enter. Okay, so I'm going to change this to something else because I already have a map similar to this. So I'll type Joseph Alvarico _ Houston evacuation map. So I'll save the map. And then on the ribbon, click share. And then make sure that this is shared to everyone. So it's public. Here's the link to the map. And then you're done. Okay, this time we need to create a web app. So click Create Web App and select Showcase a Map. Select Basic Viewer App and then Create Web App. Now we're going to change the title of this to, so I'm just going to name it Joseph Alvarico _ at risk population in Houston. And then I have all the tags, and then I'll click done. So now it's creating the web app. So you can find a preview of the web app here on the right, and you got some information here on the left side. So for the application title, type at risk population in Houston. For application subtitle, type census tracts that may be vulnerable during a hurricane. On the details, click edit. And then instead of typing this chunk of text, just go on the instructions, select it, and then copy and paste. Okay, so hit save. Now click on the theme tab. So now this tab just provides you options to specify colors for various interface elements. So for the header color, let's choose this color. And then for the header text color, choose the lightest gray. And it should say EB for its hex notation. So for the button icon, choose the same thing as the last one. So for the panel background, choose the next darkest gray, which is this, which says D6, D6, D6. And for the panel text color, choose black, which is 1A, 1A, 1A. And you could do that. You could actually just type it if you know the hex values. So 1A, 1A, 1A gives you that black. And then save your map. Next, click the Options tab. So by default, the base map gallery and the bookmarks, map details, and share tools are all chosen. Okay, this map also includes list of the map layers you'll have to uncheck the base map gallery. The bookmarks, we don't want them to be able to change those. Click legends, leave map details on, and then leave share tools. Okay, click save again. And then now click on search and make sure that enable search tool is selected. Okay, if you made any changes here, hit save, but since we didn't do anything, so that's good. So now we could close this. So now your app is completed. Now you'll edit its details to provide meaningful information about the map and the data for the users. This information is called metadata, and it's important for all maps. So move your mouse where it says item information, and then under that it says top improvement, add a summary. So click on add a summary, and we will add this summary. So copy. So highlight, copy, and then paste the summary and hit save. And then go back here, it says add a description. So click add a description and then select this text, copy, and then paste, and then hit save. So we have a summary. Now we have a description. Okay, now let's go back to this item on the right side, and then there's this learn more. So click on learn more and you'll see the things that we've done so far. We've done summary, there's a thumbnail already, we added description, there's a title, there's tags. Now we just need to add terms of use. So click on add terms of use, scroll down, and this is public domain data. Okay, so there's none. So at the beginning, actually type none and then public domain data and then hit save. So anyone can use this map that we just created and they don't have to pay us a cent. So that's it. It's done. Click on view application and then let me close the instruction and let's put this in full screen. So congratulations, this is the first map that you've done, and you can navigate here, click here, and then you'll see some legends that you put, some of the layers which are clickable. Okay, you could just show the evacuation routes, or you could show the census tract. On the census tract, the ones that are darker blue are the ones whose households don't have cars. And so they are the ones that are at risk when flooding happens due to a hurricane. Okay, and now click on this address, copy, and submit that to me.